Yellow. How is everybody doing this Friday? My lights look weird. Hold up. Lucas made it on time. Good deal, man. Good deal. What trick you been working on, Lucas? Hello, Zerk. Jake, I just shared your reel onto my story. Hamza. Hello, Hamza. Yiko. Chase. What's up, Chase? Chase, I know you're excited for the Friday morning live. Calvin, Juanito, how is everyone's day going so far? I have some breakfast here. As you can see, I'm going to be eating on it slowly because I hate eating, but I didn't have time to finish eating like before this thing. So bear with me, guys. Just don't stare at me while I'm chewing because that's weird. Okay. What's up, Black? Um, Early afternoon. Yeah, Chase. Bro, thanks for popping in and saying hi. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day as well and your weekend. Um, we're going to do the live on Sunday this weekend. I know I skipped it last weekend, but I have a good excuse. So we will see you on Sunday. Jacob, what's up, Jacob? I like your profile picture, man. That's sick. Yeah, I guess Jake, in your time, it's 10 o'clock. Yeah, 11 still morning. Juanito just learned 180s. Congrats, man. I'd use the air horn I have on my phone, but it'll take too long. It'll take too long. Good job though. Good job. Jake, have you gotten any closer to bar spins? I know you were working on bars. I definitely think you should focus on bars instead of whips, but where are you at with them? Zerk, I feel like going from scooter to BMX is relatively easy. Like I see a lot of people doing it and it's kind of the same thing, but scooters are just way easier. Barrick, I'm gonna throw Barrick under the bus because he's probably asleep. Um, we were talking about that during one of the podcasts that he hates himself for switching to scooter. Like he had a scooter for a little bit. He was really good on the scooter too. And I told him that and he's like, "Yeah, that's what makes it worse is the fact that he was good on it. He could like double whip super easily and I learned tail whips on a scooter and that's like the only trick I've ever done. They're pretty impossible. Um, all right, so I'm gonna start going through some of these comments. I see a good amount of comments here. What's up, Aiden? Aiden's been getting better at manuals. That's sick. So I was editing some of the clips from I think it was episode 20. But anyway, we did the 360 example, right? And it was really cool because the kid that was asking about the 360 advice was riding when he was asking about it. He got the advice and then he landed the trick later on in the live, and that's super cool. So I hope that that happens with you guys. And Calvin's asking about my favorite bike. Jake's got nothing's dialed. That's sick. That's sick. Chase, what are you doing today? We should go ride bikes. Lucas, where'd you get a value scooter for $3? That's crazy. Uh Juanito, any tips on fakies? Okay. Well, I guess let's just get started. So first I'm gonna go through the first five people, give them the wrench. Zerk was here first. Zerk has been a good member of the community since he found the videos. Lucas, DEQ, Dick, Deck, Aiden, and then Jake. All right. Oh wait, Jake's already blue. Hamza, Hamza, it's you. Okay. Cool, cool. So the first thing that I see lots of cool people saying hello, 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 all you cool people. Yiko. So if you guys remember, Yiko ordered from Time to Shine. He ordered a Sabrosa. He asked about them. So then we looked it up. And if you guys remember, there was a lot of stuff about Time to Shine being a scam. And I said, "Hey man, I don't know how true this is. Maybe they've gotten it together, but check out this stuff, like Google it because there's a lot of stuff saying like they held my money, they didn't actually have anything in stock. I paid for it, then they blocked my phone number, like all this crazy stuff." And so anyway, this is then Yiko came back and said, "Well, they haven't sent it yet. They said they're just waiting for it to get in, but they'll send it as soon as they can." And now I want to say it's been 3 weeks since then. And now Yiko's saying, "Hey man, Time to Shine saying the same story that it is going to be in stock soon. They told me the same thing last week, so I don't know what to do, seriously." Yikes. Um that's that's wild, but that's what a lot of people are saying is that they do that. There's a very big possibility that they're going to send it out when they actually get it. But here's the thing, everyone that I've heard that owns a shop that is in the industry, right? They're saying they're not going to have complete bikes until October. So, I don't know how true that is. I don't know if we're going to be without complete bikes until October. I don't know. But assuming that is true, assuming Time to Shine isn't trying to steal your money, Yiko, and that they are just, they said, "Hey, let's sell all these bikes that we don't have so that we make a bunch of money and then we can send them out later." Maybe that's what they're doing. And maybe once they get the Sabrosa, they're going to send it out to you and life will be good. But dude, how long is that going to be? Like, that's what, $500, right? That you have tied up now that you don't necessarily have because they have it, but then you haven't gotten a bike, you haven't gotten shipping confirmation, you haven't gotten anything except the fact that they will have it eventually and send it to you. That's that's no good. In my opinion, I think I don't know. If you think that they're gonna come back in October and they're gonna send that to you, then that's good, and you should definitely go for that. But if you're doubting it, which based on do some more research, do some more Time to Shine reviews. I've never ordered from them, but like I said, there's a lot of stories on it that they are scammy, but then some people had a good experience. So I don't know. Um, if you feel like it's a good move to not wait, then try and get your money back best you can. I'm sure they'll refund you if they're actually like people and not trying to steal your money. Like if they're really just trying to hold out until they have the bikes, just reach out and say, "Hey, I want my money back. Like this has been a month," which is crazy. That's what Dance Comp was doing when they damn near went out of business. So try that, Yiko, or just wait and be patient. Keep us updated because it's a fun story to play along and listen to and figure out what's going on because it's something different every week, right? They still don't have the bike. That's wild. What's Jackson saying? Oh my god. Yeah, Jackson, don't be annoying. Come on. All right, I'm just looking for some good questions here. There's a couple things I wanted to rant about. Did you guys see the Paris Benegas thing? She's a female rider that said came out as gay. Yesterday, I think Berg told me we're both low key heartbroken, but Berg said my chances went from 0 to 0. It's a pretty sad deal, but good for her. Good for her. Hamza says, "Are you going to visit many countries around the world to see the family?" What do you mean, Hamza? Like the community to see all of you guys? I would love to. What country are you in? I don't know if I'll ever go to your country, but you never know. I'm trying to figure out how I could live in like Ecuador, right? Somewhere really cheap and just live there, ride bikes a little bit, work on this and like not have to work a real job. Is that possible? I don't know. What's up, Sean? How was the session? Where'd you go ride? Sean lives by the Source BMX warehouse, he's telling me, the one in the US. And he also said that they're all core riders, the guys that work there. So if you guys listen to the podcast, my misconception was that Source was renting a warehouse and like the people that ran it weren't necessarily renting a warehouse in the US. People that ran it weren't necessarily core BMX riders, but Sean says they are. So that's good to know. Good job, Source. He also says the space brace really works. Dude, I will never spend space braces are so expensive. I mean, I guess it's good that they work, right? But there's so much. They are so much. All right, Jake is a member of bike school. Jake has also been trying to get help with bar spins and tail whips. And he says, I'm close to tail whips. Also, I need to remember to lift my legs over the bike, but I slammed the bike into my legs the other day when I got it around the rotation. Jake, shin guards, one. The fuse guards have a whip pad on the inside, so that's nice, so that when it spins around, it'll, smack your leg, and the shin guard will protect your leg. The other thing, dude, like I said, practice, practice, practice. It took me a solid 2 years of constantly trying them before I could actually land it. So, that is genuinely whips are way harder than bars, but it's easier to try whips because taking your feet off is less scary than taking your hands off. Zerk, good job doing the timeout. Good job, good job. What's up, Matt? I just saw Matt was in here. How are you doing, Matt? I love seeing all you guys again. I mean, seeing your profile pictures, I guess that doesn't really count, but Chase, you're an instigator. I did want to rant, Chase. I'm going to rant to you about it though, not necessarily on here, but the this one guy is very against reviewing stuff that you don't actually have, okay? And fair enough, right? Fair enough. If I'm going to review a pair of shoes and tell you how good they are for BMX riding, I think it's very fair that I should ride in these shoes. Okay, fair. Now, but the same guy is like he did a frame review, I guess, and it's the same thing, right? This is same thing I do. Okay, this is the chainstay length. This is the head tube angle. This is how it's going to feel, right? Okay, very very original. Second of all he's doing is holding the frame in the video like does that really really make a big difference? No, but oh well, go off. Yeah, Chase, I'm gonna send you the video. Oh yeah, Yiko, contact Sabrosa. That's a good idea too. I think that's what I told you to do in the last live is reach out to Sabrosa and say, hey, is Time to Shine actually ordering bikes from you? Like, are they a vendor or no? Because otherwise I'm getting scammed. JDA says October 2022 bikes will be on the shelf. 2022? Bro, that's a year and a half. You mean 20 Tell me you mean 2021. 2022? There's going to be a lot of upset people if that's the case cuz everyone's been like out of stock on bikes for what? 6 months now? That'd be almost 2 years. That's crazy. Hmm. I don't know. Okay, hold on, hold on. I got to start pinning the comments. Beekzot? Beekzot? Is that how you say that? He says, "What's better, Radio Comrade or 2019 We the People Crisis?" I don't know anything about radio except for what Lucas says that it is like a sub brand of We the People. And the way I look at it is they're kind of like the lower quality version. So with that being said, go with the We the People because it's like I'm trying to think of a different brand that does this, but they usually do it with parts and not necessarily complete bikes. So that's weird. But like Kink and Mission. So Mission is Kink's like lower budget brand, but they don't make complete bikes. And I think Radio is kind of the same for We the People, except they're making complete bikes. I yeah, no. Go with this the We the People. Okay, Juanito says any tips on fakies? Um I'll be honest, I suck at fakies. I mean, I can fakie, right? But I'm not a fakie wizard. I have a really hard time faking in a straight line. I try, and I just go like this, and it's a disaster. So if any of you guys have tips, throw them in there. I don't know where you're at with it. One of the biggest things that Nick and I were doing in bike school was talking about where we look. And for me, I think I can't remember if I look straight down or straight forward. I think most of the time I'm looking straight down. And I think that's what throws me off is because I'm looking down and it's like, whoa, whoa, overcorrecting. But when you're driving a car, you're supposed to be looking out like what, tenth of a mile or something, like looking out farther. And so that you like when you need to adjust, you're subtly adjusting. And if you do that on a bike when you're faking, I mean, you don't want to run into anybody. But I think looking farther out is going to help you control the fakie if you're talking about distance. If you're just talking about faking in general, practice, practice, practice. HCL Trails says, as I tighten my back wheel on the drive side, it gets harder to pedal. I've checked the chain and the bottom bracket tightness. What could this be? So generally what happens is you're when you're tightening the bolt, it if your drive side say on the left side, right? You're tightening the bolt, you're spinning it to the right to tighten it, and it's biting and it's rolling along the chainstay and it's pulling it out more. Does that make sense? So like when you're tightening it, it's clamping onto the metal of the frame and it's actually moving the wheel back as the bolt pushes into it and like twists. So what that does is that just puts more tension on your frame. This I don't you probably don't have a spacer on there, and that's usually why that happens. So make sure you have a spacer on there. The other thing is really tighten down the opposite side first so that it doesn't give it as much room. And then you can start out having your chain a little bit looser than you want so that when you tighten it, it pulls it to like a good tension. And those are the three things I would do. But aside, like, dude, make sure you have that spacer because that's something that's annoying that happens, but it shouldn't necessarily happen. You know what I mean? Dark Mewtwo says, if I have the chance to get the Sunday X, should I get it? Yes, I think so. I mean, it's a little expensive if you're a brand new rider, but if you're like at that almost mid-level, then it's a good choice for you. It did really good in the bike tournament. I'm not going to spoil it if you guys haven't seen the ending, but it did really good in the tournament, and it's a solid bike, especially for the price. Especially because you'll probably never find a kink whip or anything or a kink switch in stock, so it's a solid choice. Calvin got the Sunday X and he says it's a great bike. So there you go, Dark. There you go. Lucas says, do you have an Odyssey clutch? This is kind of funny. Yes and no. So Barrick got new forks. If you guys watch the podcast, he talked about that. I said, let me buy them. He said no, but then he said yes. So I got his old Odyssey R25s and he has the Odyssey R15s. And he also gave me his old Odyssey clutch hub, which he hated because I think he couldn't crank flip with it. So it's not even a V2, it's an older one. He's like, yeah, if you want it, and so I'm gonna get a rim and some spokes. He's gonna build it for me, and then I'll have a clutch. But I do not right now. I mean, I do. It's in the garage, but it's not like what I'm riding. Yeah, the the Eric Elstrand has the clutch. What's up, Nick? Nick says he wants to get back into filming. Um, Nick, I never see you anywhere anymore. Ben says, oh, let me pin Ben's comment. Is the Cult Devotion 21 as my first BMX bike? Is that good or not? Ben, I don't know anything about you. Generally, the Devotion's a good choice for someone's first bike, but it's very large. It's got the 21-inch top tube and the 13.6-inch chainstay, which is like one of the longest chainstays on a complete bike. So if you're a small guy, like if you're anywhere from 5 foot to 5'6", 7, or even 5'8", that bike's going to feel really big and tanky for you. So it's going to make spins harder. It's going to make just snappy technical riding a lot harder. So if you're a small guy and you are having trouble with that, it's probably because the bike's too big. But if you're a decent size and 21 inches is the correct size for you, it's a really solid bike. It's a good choice. Oh yeah, look, Lucas says, "How tall are you?" We'll see what Ben says. How tall is Ben? Yeah, 5'9", 5'10". I think that'd be a good choice for you, man, for sure. Vert says plastic or metal pedals, and which pedals specifically? I used to always ride the Odyssey twisted plastic pedals just because they're pretty cheap, they grip good, and there's like no issues with them. I've tried to run really light pedals, and the plastic, they just always snap on me, and nothing is worse than snapping a pair of pedals just because it's annoying. You don't generally carry around extra pedals, you don't plan on pedals breaking, and then when that happens, you're just like SOL for a few weeks. So it's really annoying. So the twisted PCs have been amazing for me. When I switched from Vans to Nike shoes, I had to switch to the Odyssey. I don't even know what they're called, but they're the plastic pedals with the metal pins. So I switched to those because the Nike shoes do not grip very good. And switching was great because I've had those pedals for almost 2 years now, going super strong. And like if I need to replace the pins, I can. I haven't yet, but they're really good. I think they were 30 or 40 pounds, and not like 30 or 40 UK dollars, not weight, but they're really good. And that's what I ride right now. But I can't remember what they're called. So just look up Odyssey pedals and then find the ones with the metal pins. Hams is from Palestine. Palestine. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Let's see what a flight is over there. They're even an airport. Oh, $703 round trip. That's not bad. I mean, that's kind of a lot, but not really. Dude, maybe one day that'd be really fun to just go to a couple different countries and ride bikes with everybody. Everybody. Chase says shoes have head tube angles. Chase, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about frames. Yeah, JDA 20. So the way it works normally is that the 2022 line should come out. Usually it's before October. I know it was Kink, their 2020 line came out, or their 2021 line came out like early 2020. So we're behind right now. I swear the line was supposed to be out by now, but everything's behind. I'd imagine 2022 would be out this year soon. Hamza says, "How the size of your bike is 20.25 or 21?" Are you asking me, or like my bike's 21, but I don't even know if you're talking to me. Um, Ben, I think if you have the chance to buy the Devotion and it's like one of the only ones, I I used to love the Devotion, but it is a pretty big bike. So like if for someone 6 foot, it'd be a lot better. It would be okay for you. The biggest thing, man, for your first bike is just getting a bike that's gonna last, getting on it and starting to ride, which is the Devotion will do that for you for sure. But if you could find like the Sunday X is a little smaller and more compact, I think you'd have an easier time progressing on something like that than the Devotion. But if you spend too much time looking around for a new bike, you're gonna someone else is gonna buy the Devotion, you're gonna be sad. So you gotta take that into consideration. Calvin says, when is the next video on the under $600 tournament? It's going to come out, I think, at 3 today. So I have them set to come out twice a week, and it comes out Tuesday and Friday. So Tuesday and Friday, today's Friday. So the next one will be out. I don't even know which two bikes are going head to head, but I'm glad people like it. People like keeping up. I need to film the $500 one now. The what under 500. I'll do that one next, but I'll try and have it going by the time that the $600 one runs out. Hmm. Lucas says, "No, I don't think that's what he's talking about. I think the cone nuts are loose and then getting too tight when you tighten it." If that's the case, I don't know. I thought he meant the chains getting too tight, but if it's like the bearings getting seized up, then that's a whole different problem. Hamza has to go. We'll see you later, Hamza. Thank you for popping in. Oh, Lucas says the V1's no good. Lucas, it has V2 internals because Odyssey sent them to Barrick. And dang, I just want a free coaster and one with not very much slack either. What's up, Pierce? How you been? Don't even worry about it. It's okay to miss out on the lives sometimes. No worries, dude. Um, Chase says plastic pedals are the dumbest thing to come to BMX. Plastic pedals are where it's at because pedal bite is no fun, and you don't get bad pedal bite with plastic pedals. I'm gonna look at the Merit P1s. Matt says these are the lightest pedals. They just look pretty normal, like just like normal pedals, they don't look anything special. And that's kind of how I feel about pedals. As long as they grip to your shoe, they're fine. I like Sabrosa, Sabrosa's doing the rose pedal. They're like the most innovative pedal they're saying, and it's like, dude, it's just a pedal. I don't think it's going to change the world or anything for the fact, like maybe I'm just not too picky. Ernest says, can you use mountain bike pedals on BMX? If they're the same, what is it, 9/16? As long as they're the same hole size, yeah, sure, you can, they're pretty universal. Jake says, when's the shoe review going to come out? A long time. Whenever I have money to buy like 25 shoes, probably even like 5 shoes would be pretty decent. And I need new shoes. I was just thinking of that because I'm going to not get Nikes this time. I'm starting to ride. So I have riding shoes and then I have not riding shoes. And my riding shoes are thrash. So I'm riding in my not riding shoes, which means I have to buy more not riding shoes. And it's just a whole disaster. It's a disaster. So yeah, someday, Jake, but not anytime soon. Pierce says, "Can you do a bike check of your bike?" Um, okay. I it's kind of like a lot to do in a sense is like just actually editing the video is kind of a pain, and everything on there's so old. I'm gonna wait until I have new parts and then I'll do it because I'm gonna change a lot when I build up the next bike eventually. And so I'm gonna wait until I do that. But yeah, then when I get it, I'll definitely do like a bike check and slash build the bike and all that good stuff. Beakzot says, is the standover important part of the geometry for a bike or not? It depends who you ask. For me, I really don't look at it too much. They say a lower standover is going to make tail whips feel amazing. Higher standover is gonna make bar spins feel amazing, and I just don't think it really is that big of a deal. I've ridden both. Like, I had a Black Eye Colorado, and it was like, dude, 7 inch. I've had the total Killer Bee, but then also my Sweet Tooth is I think a 9 something. So I never really noticed that much of a difference. Whips are still, for me, relatively easy. Bars are still relatively easy. I don't think it makes that big of a difference, but some people might disagree. And if you do, I'd love to hear it because I don't think it matters. But when I talk about the bike reviews, I definitely add that in there. No, I don't think it matters. Vince says, "Hey, what's up, Vince? Thanks for coming to hang out with us." Um, Tixo MS says, "Hi, hello, thank you." And Vince says, "I want to buy my first BMX bike. I have $600. What can you suggest me?" Lucas says, "What's your height?" And then Vince said, I don't think Vince has replied. Sad. Well, Vince, it again, it depends on a lot of different things. It depends on your skill level, your height, your budget. Um, if you're still here, I'm gonna send you this recommendation thing, and then you can put in skill level, height, budget, and what you ride, and then you will get a recommendation with 3 bikes that would be perfect for you. And then it also comes from my email address, so you can email me any questions you have about it. But I'll put that in there. You can do that because, like I said, it's really hard to say. I think the Kink Switch is one of the best bikes in 2021, but if you're a really short guy that likes park riding, then that's a terrible bike for you. You know what I mean? So it really just depends. But watch the $600 tournament and figure out which one wins, and look at all those bikes in there because I really compare each one to figure out essentially to talk about who each bike is best for, because like I said, it does vary a lot depending on your riding and all that nonsense. Grammy ordered the Sunday primer. They were out of stock, so they sent the Scout for the same price. Did I get a better bike? I'm pretty sure you did. That's cool. I mean, that's a lot better than Yiko's situation where he bought the bike and they were out of stock and they said, "Oh, we'll send it eventually." Oh, dude, that sucks. Hold on. I want to look at the Scout because I can never remember either. What the hell? It's telling me Boy Scout Sunday. Hate it here. It's like, is the Scout better or is the Scout worse? Um, yeah, no, you got a good deal. That's solid. What color did you get, Grammy? Grammy had a stolen bike, like not a bike that was stolen, but stolen the brand. But then the stolen bike actually got stolen, and that's tough. I s- when he said that, I started laughing super hard because I was like, "Oh my god, that's funny." It's not funny that it got stolen, but it's funny that the stolen. You know what I mean? Anyway, trying to get some rice on the spoon here. Jake says, on another note, my bike just broke. It's like the chain fell off, but my friend broke my bolt on the rear wheel because he over tightened it. I've done that before. I use a tire iron to tighten my bolts, and like you can really crank them. And if you have like the alloy bolts, they'll just split in half. And then that's super annoying because you either need a second wheel that you have and steal a bolt from that, or you have to wait for one because they're really hard to find at a hardware store. Dirt Racer says, I like the Tom Dugan pedals, the grandstand. The platform is bigger than the Twisted. That's a good point, I guess. Some people like that wider platform so that their feet don't slip off or anything. What I really liked about the grandstand pedals is the promo for it. I thought that was so sick. Dugan, jumps up on that highway interpass thing and then drops down and like dies. Oh, that's crazy. That guy's insane. Very insane. Matt says the Merit P1s have a lower profile, so they're a little skinnier than the normal ones. That's probably how they were able to save that weight. Oh, Skilo, sorry, I missed your comment, man. He says there's only 20.25 top tube or 20.5 top tube in my city. Will it be okay if I'm 6'2"? And then Matt says 20.5 is probably going to be too small if you're 6'2". I'd say 20.75 or 21 for sure. Um, yes, what Matt said, because here's the thing. I'm 6'4" and I normally ride 21. I switched to a 20.7 total frame just to play around on it. And so that's 20.7. You're talking about 20.5, which is even smaller. And me riding that 20.75 or 20.7, it just like took all of my control away. So I had a hard time airing high. I had an hard time feeling stable going fast, taking corners. Like it was good for tail whips, and that was about it. Like it was light, it was responsive, spins, but going up in the air, I did not have any control because I'm just so much bigger than it. It was like the I was controlling the bike, whereas on a bigger bike, you're kind of letting the bike control you, which is good if you can work with it. And that probably doesn't make any sense to you. It makes sense in my head, but the smaller bike's going to be really hard to control. You can get on it and ride around on it, and you'll be okay, but it's tough. Another story: this guy in El Paso named Trey got a 20.00 inch Fit Park. He was riding it, and he had a hell of a time doing anything. It was just so hard for him to control because, I mean, it was so easy for him to control that it was destructive. Does that make sense? Like, it wasn't necessarily hard, but it was just overly easy to control. So it was like he's just flopping around on that thing. And then he rode somebody's 21-inch frame. Like I said, he's 6'4". He's like, oh my God, this feels so much better. And he just from switching on that, he was like noticeably a better rider. So it's crazy that that stuff actually matters, like 0.25 of an inch or 1 inch or whatever, but it does. It really matters. And so if you get on that 20.5, it's probably going to be counterproductive for you. Like if you can wait a little bit or find something that's 21 or 20.75 at the minimum, you'll be okay. But you don't want to like set yourself up for failure. You know what I mean? Jake, I like your comment. I'll get down to it eventually. Um, okay. Um, Ernest says I run a 25 tooth sprocket to a 9 tooth on the rear. That's good. I don't know what that has to do. If I miss something, let me know. Otherwise, that's super random. But I'm happy for you, Ernest. That is what 90% of us ride. Yeah, that's good. That's good. It's a good balance of acceleration and high speed. Grammy says, "What do you think about a free coaster that sounds like a cassette going forward?" Yes, I support that. It's funny. So when Barrick and I ride in the parking garage where we filmed episode 9, uh, my cassette is super annoying in there. It's super loud and just horrendous. And when he's riding his free coaster, it's nice and peaceful. And but when I'm riding a park, I love the sound of the cassette because it's like it sounds like I'm going faster than I really am, and that's just a lot of fun. So I support that. Ernest, okay, here's some context to Ernest's what Ernest is saying. He says, "Do different sprockets really matter apart from color and style?" Not really. You might be one of the unlucky few that ends up with a sprocket that breaks, and that's no fun. I have never broken a sprocket, knock on wood, but it happens. The only big difference is what's it called? The size of the hole to go on the cranks, right? If you have 24 millimeter or 22 or 19 millimeter cranks, your sprocket needs to be 22, 19, or 24. And I don't know why I said it in that order, but we're going with it. The teeth size varies. You could get like 23, 25, 28, 32. I guess you don't really want that. But and where that affects you is that the bigger your sprocket, the closer your gearing is to one, so if you're running a 9 and you get a sprocket that's closer to a 9, it's going to be easier to pedal. If you get a sprocket that's farther away from 9, it's going to be harder to pedal. And some of them have different thicknesses, some of them have bash guards, but generally, like here's the point of it. The chain goes on it, you pedal and it turns the wheel. All sprockets do that, and that's really the only thing that matters. Um, I've run a profile spline drive for like 3 years, never broke it, never had any issues. I think spline drive is definitely the best way to go because if I want to go right hand drive, I don't need to change around like cranks or anything. I just put it on that side and life is good, carries on. So yeah. Grammy got the black 21-inch top tube. That's sick, man. Congrats. And then Chase is being a troll today, I guess. Curious Beaver says, "Hey Dougster, I just ordered the Odyssey G3 gyro. What are your thoughts on it?" Dude, I don't know anything about brakes or gyro. I mean, I know how they work, but that's about it. I think anything Odyssey makes is going to be 11 out of 10. So you got a good thing there. Good job. King Leo says, "Is the '09 DK Skillon a good bike?" I have no idea. I'll say, God, I probably had a 2009 or 2010 DK Reaction was my first bike. So a lot has changed since like that model of bike, King Leo. So like in 2009, 2010, bars were probably in the sevens, whereas now bars are in the nines as far as height. Um, Chain stays now we're 13. They used to be like 14. So everything like the frame geometry is kind of shrinking, but the bars are getting bigger, the forks are getting steeper, and the geometry is just going to be so much different than modern geometry. If you like riding dirt and stuff like that, it's going to be a solid bike, but it's going to be outdated geometry. Matt says, "Yeah, no, cryptos have not been mentioned yet, Matt, but we're trying to sell all the crypto to buy new computer." So just kidding. You guys voted last time. You said don't sell. So okay. HCL Trails says, "Does the Shadow V2 interlock chain work with pretty much everything?" Yes, as far as I know. You might have ish. No, that's actually going to be better than a full link. I was going to say you'd have an issue if you run your back wheel slammed, which is all the way up against the chainstay. But with a half link, it's actually a lot better because you can adjust it by half link instead of by a full link. That best chain in the world. I've never broke one, and I've been riding them for 5 years, 6 years maybe. And I switched one out. I went from my old one to a new one just because it was squeaking and it was driving me crazy. But that is like, if you're down to spend 30, $40 on a chain, it's a solid investment. Hold on. Hold on. I got to look at how much it is. Yeah, $46. That's crazy. But like I said, it's it's the best chain you're gonna get. I mean, aside from the Supreme, I think the Supreme's overkill. Uh, and Barrick is broken as Supreme. I don't know how, but there's the that's the Shadow Interlock if anyone's curious. On Amazon, affiliate link. Boom. Dirt Racer says you need a special breaker for the interlock chain. And yes, the shadow breaker is gonna help you a lot, or a park tool breaker, but I've broken mine with a Walmart chain breaker, works out fine. You just, pop it out a little bit. It's annoying, it's a pain to work with, but it does work. However, I do like get the park tool chain breaker if you can. So good, and it's gonna save you a lot of headache. Jake says, "Do you ride motorcycles at all or every before?" Jake, I've like ridden a dirt bike maybe once. I want to buy a motorcycle just to save gas, especially now it's going to be hella expensive. But no, I do not ride motorcycles. Jake says, "You should have something where people can send you fan mail and you could do YouTube videos on it every time on a certain day." That's a fun idea. I'm definitely not big enough yet for that, but let me hold on one second. So I do get like uh Vaughn sent me some of these valve caps that he 3D printed. I know I've showed him on one of the lives, but this is like a skull. This is a lucky cat. This is like my favorite. Um, a little Groot, a little alien, and then Jeff sent me the finger bikes. So like it happens, the fan mail is a thing, which is crazy to me. You guys are amazing. And but I wouldn't be able to get it weekly, Jake, and do videos like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, Skilo, I think were you emailing me about the kink whip? I feel like you were, and I said get the XL, and you're like, hey, I don't have it or I can't get it. That's tough, dude, but I do think it would just be better to find something that's a bigger top tube. Otherwise, it's counterproductive. Beakzot says, "What frame do you ride?" I ride the Colony Sweet Tooth frame. Alex Heim signature. Love, love, love the frame. And it's lasted for years, which is, again, knock on wood. Hopefully, I don't break it. Very surprising because I break a lot of frames, and this one's been solid. The geometry is different than a lot of frames, but I really enjoy it. I'm going to switch to a Sunday, I think, for my next frame, and I will let you guys know how it goes. Maybe I could give away the sweet tooth. I don't know. That's an idea. Step Bro Skirt says, "I ride a 22-inch top tube. I'm 5'5". What top tube length should I ride?" Oh my god. So you're counterproductive in the other direction. Lucas says, "Definitely not that." Yeah, dude, a 20.5, 20.75 would be very beneficial for you. Hold on. I'm gonna send you the size guide because it kind of fluctuates. And what I mean by that is there's one size that's perfect for you to be like well rounded. But if you get a bigger size, it's going to be easier for flow and control. If you get a smaller size, it's going to be easier for responsive technical tricks. And here's the size. This is my size guide, you know, hold on. But check that out because like I think 20.5 would be the perfect for you, but if you wanna consider a 20.75, then it's gonna tell you how it's gonna affect your riding. But yeah, that's a huge frame, dude. I'm 6'4" and I don't even ride that. I've considered it, but I won't because I like being able to control my bike. That's huge. Skilo, what country are you from? Oh, you're from Russia. Dang. So do you Skilo, say something in Russian. Russian is fascinating to me. It's like a lot of squares and triangles. I think isn't Arena Brabus Russian? Lucas says he can't order from Dan's Comp in Canada, but Dan's Comp ships to this guy that's on the lives a lot in Japan. So I feel like they should still ship to like wherever. It might be a little more expensive, obviously, but I think they would I think they'd ship there. I don't know, but I think they would. Jake Jake's gave me too much money over the last few lives and his card is declined. Yeah, Chase, it's a Rufus, it's a BMX channel. It's not about crypto. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate you. Lucas says Source will ship everywhere. That's true. Source ships almost anywhere. And do your research about Source. I think they're okay. I just talk bad about them sometimes. Jake, what's your local in San Diego? I literally, when I was there, I was trying to find a solid BMX shop to buy some stuff from, and I couldn't find one. So you tell me what the local is, and still, they're scams. Not all of them. The core BMX shops are good. I support that for sure. What I don't support is the bike shop that sells two and a half BMX bikes and charges a ridiculous amount to True Wheels and then says support your local, even though they don't like support the BMX. You know what I mean? Like, which it's not very cost effective for them too. So it's like Dan's, Albies, Source, they're true core BMX shops. That's what they focus on. So I say it's so much better to spend your money with them because they're a core part of the industry than it would be to spend it on a local bike shop that barely has BMX, that barely cares about BMX. If your local is like a core bike shop, like say Pusher or something like that, that's awesome. But not many are. Mine is terrible. The one we have here is just terrible. Terrible, terrible. Hey, Salvador Blanco, I was just talking about you. What's up, man? Antoine Breyer says, "What's the best BMX I could get for a maximum of 620 Canadian dollars?" All right, Antoine, call Harvester. Okay. I think the guy that runs it is Anthony. Say, hello, Anthony. What's the best BMX bike I can get for 620 Canadian dollars? And he will let you know. He is one of the, from what I hear, one of the few shops over there that has stuff in stock. So check that out. Cabello says, "What's the best bike under 500?" It again, it depends on your riding style, what you enjoy, your height, everything like that. But under 500, the kink switch is right at 500, and the kink whip is under 500. Both full chromoly, both double wall rims, very solid bikes. Those are my two go-to choices. Side to side. Chaz says, "I don't know what's wrong with my bike, but my rear hub moves side to side." First of all, Chaz, that's not very good. Second of all, I don't know either. I'd have to see it. You can send me a video to my Instagram, Dougsterbob, and just send me a video of what's going on, and I'll try my best to help you out. But otherwise, I have no idea what to tell you. But yeah, send me a video. Lucas, you're super helpful, man. I appreciate that. I love when you guys answer each other's questions so that I don't have to. Saves my mouth some exercise. I appreciate that. Jason Olive just emailed me and says, "Is the We the People Justice good for a beginner?" I will have to email him back. I wish he was on the live. Then he could just ask it on the live, and I don't have to. I get when I type, like I think it's the angle or something, but my veins just get eh, my whole arm like locks up. It's crazy, and it's just like I feel like I'm gonna die. So I try and use voice to text. That doesn't work. That's an absolute disaster. So it's a lose lose situation, basically. Jake, if you want to send me a Tesla, man, I will take that for sure. All right. Matt says you want to go with the Sunday night shift frame for your next bike. You got a parts list in mind. Kind of, kind of. So what I'm thinking, Matt, is the night shift frame and then demolition rig cranks. So they're going to be 24 millimeter, which is a pain because not many, I don't think you can get a 24 millimeter spline drive sprocket. So I'm going to have to axe that idea and just get whatever sprocket, 25. I'm going to run, I want to get BSD hubs again. I've had BSD before. I want to get the Revolution in the back and then just whatever in the front, female in the front, lace to if I could, I'd go with Odyssey rims. I've never run Odyssey rims. I've run cheap Sun Rhinolite rims, which are like they're double wall, but they're really cheap and light. But I'd go up, Sun or Odyssey rims because I want this bike to be pretty beefy and I want to play around with more street. That's the idea with this bike. Pedals, I don't know. Stem, I'd probably go with either the Sunday Freeze. I'd go with the Sunday Freeze stem. Cheapest stem, very good. I love that stem. I'd put on Odyssey R15. No, 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 no. The Shadow Voltus adjustable forks. That's what I was looking at. Because then I could say, oh, I want to ride 22 millimeter today. Oh, I want to ride 26. And you can just pop in that adjustable thing. I don't know how good it is, but that's what I want to go with fork wise. And then Momentum tires for sure, or yeah, Momentum. I was gonna say Maxxis Grifters, but they're just expensive. They're park orientated. We don't want to do that because this is a street build, and it's about it. I don't know about bars yet. Well, you guys got any bar suggestions? Shoot them in there because I have no idea. I haven't even thought about bars, but that's kind of the rough idea of what I want. Yeah, hold on. Let me pull up the. Wait, why do you say there goes 180? I think if you're talking about them breaking, I don't think they will. Because is it Voltus? Yeah, oh yeah, they're 100, 180. But I think they're gonna last because all that needs replaced is those little adjustable pins. I wish they made a steeper version, and maybe that's something they're gonna come out with in the next few years. I bet it is, but I really want the set just to because when I switched from I broke my 26 millimeter Colony forks and put on Dante's 32 millimeter, I noticed a huge difference. So it'd be really fun to just flip those back and forth. And that's kind of the goal. Yes. Skilo said Russian for me. Dude, aren't those letters crazy? That's amazing. I love Russian. Russian is like this Russian and German, I think, is like the most aggressive sounding language. Thank you for speaking Russian. I have no idea what you said, but that's dope. Salvador Blanco said, I wanted to ask. I finally put pegs on the Williams. I have big foot, so I'm constantly hitting the pegs, getting stuck, etc. Is this normal? I feel like I'm getting used to them though. Yeah, it's a pretty normal thing. I don't know. I'm My feet are 13, and if I run a left back peg, that's where my back foot is. It's really annoying. So that's one thing where people get shorter cranks. You can get 165 millimeter cranks that bring them closer into the center so that your feet aren't so far back when you're pedaling. Um, and then a longer chainstay is obviously going to push those pegs back a little further, but that's really about all you can do to it. You'll learn how to like stand, if you stand with your feet tilted like this, they won't hit as much and you just have to adjust with it. But that's super annoying. Hey, Jason, you're here in the live. You just sent me that email. Um, hold on, Jason. Let me look. I was like, dang, I wish Jason was in the live. And then here he is. Crazy. I think the Justice is a little overpriced for what you actually get. It looks dope and it has a good amount of aftermarket parts. How serious are you about BMX? Because if you're only going to ride for a few months, like you're wasting $500, you could get by on a lot cheaper of a bike. It's a solid bike, but it is overpriced. And if you're not serious about it, like I wouldn't spend this much money on a bike. I'd get something, $300 to $400 instead of over five. But if you're serious about it, you want something that's going to last for a little bit, go for it. But once you get to a mid level, here's some things. The back end of the frame is not full chromoly, so it's going to bend over time once you start spinning. And let's see what the rims are. Double wall rims, that's solid in the back, I guess. And yeah, so there you go. How serious are you about it? How long do you plan to ride and stick with it? For everyone, what's up, King Crab? How you doing, man? For everyone hitting their Beekza is speaking Russian too now. Anyway, back on topic. For anyone hitting their pegs with their feet with their pegs, just take your pegs off. Problem solved. I took my pegs off and life. Just kidding. Kind of kidding. Jake, the SD Wheelworks, is that where Gary Young did that bike contest where he like had to build the bike in a certain amount of time or he had to pay? Um, Never heard of it, but hey, good job, SD Wheelworks. Why is there so much Russian going on now? This is fun. You guys are awesome. Lucas Google translated alligators with toothbrushes in Russian, and Skilo said, "What?" That's funny. I like it. All right, I'm just reading through the comments, but if there's any last minute questions, guys, pop them in here. We're at an hour and I've got a lot to do today. So I will stay for a couple more minutes to answer the last minute questions. Then I need to reheat my chicken and eat my chicken because I just don't want to be like eating the chicken on the live. What's up, Jacob? Jacob says on my free coaster, why when I pedal back all the way, push the crank, slack it short how I said it, but then I don't know, Jacob, what you're talking about. I pedal back again and push the crank fast. The slack is bigger. Uh, I I got nothing for you, man. I don't know. I genuinely barely even know how free coasters work. Like I know how they work, but barely. I have no idea what's going on with your pedal thing. If it's fine when you're just riding it normal, I think just carry on and ride it normal. It's like if my car starts making funny noises, I do whatever I can to not duplicate the funny noises. So if your free coaster is doing funny things, do whatever you can to not duplicate the funny things, and then it won't blow up. All right, I'm gonna look up the Odyssey highway bars. I want, I think I want 9.5. Maybe I'll go up to 10. Probably not. I think this would be fun if I made like a form for you guys to put in. Oh, 10 4 bars. Those look nice. A form for you guys to put in suggestions on a bike build, and then I can build it based on that. And that'd be a fun YouTube video. The highway bars look dope. I'm gonna keep that in mind. All right, HCL Trails had to head out. We'll see you later, man. Um, Jake says I have the R25 forks. Should I get the R15 forks? Only if you, Jake, for your style of riding, I don't think so. I think even switching to 32s would be pretty beneficial for you, because the 25s are still pretty responsive. And if you switch to 32s, you'd have a lot more flowy feeling and stable turning where you do a lot more flowy stuff. So, yeah. Dark says, "How do you feel about fly bikes?" I absolutely love fly bikes. However, I have not reviewed their 2021 line yet. It just kind of got pushed to the side, to be honest. I think Fly makes really high quality bikes. However, I think that they're anything under the Proton. So the what is it? The Nova and the Electron. Fly? No, no, no. The Electron and the Neutron are overpriced for the quality. I think they're kind of borderline a ripoff, but anything higher quality like the Scion, the Proton, yeah, anything higher quality than the Proton's very good deal because they're super high quality, even though they're pretty expensive. What's up, Jackson? Jax BMX Dirt Racer. I love that. Dirt Racer just literally said exactly what I said. Because Dirt, you've been in so many lives. Like it's funny. Same with Lucas. You know, you guys that are here a lot that hear me answer the same questions. Like you know exactly what I'm gonna say. That's so cool. All right, Jake, I got your question about the forks. Pedro, what's up, Pedro? Hi, do you have more short videos coming? Yes, your cameraman so good. Oh, you're talking about from the YouTube short that I did. Um, I was gonna go. Ooh, maybe I can go ride today. I was gonna ride Saturday after work Saturday, and usually on Saturday I can film a good amount of clips, but I have not been able to. So, Pedro, yes, shorts will be eventually. I don't know about this week though. Oh, Jeff, what's up, Jeff? Jeff says get the Odyssey Brock bars. 9.8. Ooh. See, so that's almost a happy middle with what I'm thinking. I was like 9.5 or should I go to 10? So that's kind of right there. What I want is I want like just 2 degrees of upsweep because I've rode bars that were 5 degree and that was awful. I've rode bars that were like zero and that wasn't very comfortable either. So these look really good. All right. Cool, cool. I'm caught up on all the questions. If you guys can, if you haven't liked it, hit it and get me to 20 likes. That'd be cool. Other than that, um, I did want to rant about one thing real quick because I posted about this a while ago and I said, "Hey, at I want to say it was like 3,000 subscribers, I was going to like announce this thing and I kind of did but not really. But for you guys, there's a thing that I do where essentially it's like dollars a month and you get a WhatsApp number and then I can coach you on it." So I had this kid, Landon. He signed up. He reached out. He said, "I want to learn 360s." He sent me some 360 attempts. I said, "Look, this is me doing it. This is what you need to do." His head wasn't turned. He wasn't sucking up his knees. And literally the next day, he got one. And I was like, "Good job." And so now we're working on fine tuning it so he can get them consistently. But it's really fun to be able to get like that one-on-one coaching with you guys to help you actually progress. Only do it if you're serious because I know when I was 14, 15, I made $20 a week doing dishes at the VFW. So for me, this would not be like a very tangible thing to spend money on. But if you guys want something like that, I offer it. That's the link if you're curious. And I think there's one more thing I wanted to rant about, but no, I think that was it. That was it. One thing that I want you guys to do for me this weekend is go out, have a killer weekend, learn not lots of new tricks, and make sure that you set those goals, crush those goals. We got to 19 likes. It's not quite 20, but I'm gonna take it. I hope you guys have a super wonderful day. Thanks for coming to hang out. I really appreciate all of you. This wouldn't be possible without you guys. So I'm gonna heat up my chicken. I'm gonna eat my chicken, and yeah, peace out.